Come on in because we are here for the Braxtons season 2, episode 3, and more explosive draw dropping comments, secrets, lies, whatever you want to call them. I know Tamar said last week that family secrets suck. Tamar, call them what they are. Called family lies. They suck. They really, really suck. Stop putting a euphemism calling them just secrets. They more than secrets, Tamar. They full on lies. You mean to tell me now y'all are blaming each other from sleeping with y'all's men, each other's men? For real? For real? I remember like maybe about a year ago, it might have been a year, I did see in the blogs where these three sisters had shared the same man. It was some type of R&B artist back in the day, to be honest with you. I didn't pay the article no attention because there's so much fake news on the internet, but I remember it. So I don't know if this is what they're talking about or not, but I do remember hearing the rumor. But when they was at this dinner, it got popping. It got real popping. It got real low. It got real dirty. And Tamar said, I want to know who was involved with serving me this cease and desist. And everybody denied it. Everyone denied it. Tawanda, Trina, and Tony. And Tamar said somebody had to tell the family lawyer. First of all, no one even claiming the family lawyer. No one's claiming him. But Tamar said someone had to tell him where I live. And Tawanda let the cat out the bag and said, it couldn't have been me because I don't even know where you live. And Tamar said, I know where you live because I put the down payment on your house. Boom! Mic drop. There it is. There it is. And she went on to tell her, and you've been stealing from me on my credit card for the last couple of years. So wait a minute, Tawanda. You don't know where Tamar lived, but you asked her to be your maid of honor. Make it make sense. How you gonna ask someone to be your maid of honor and you don't even know where they live? And Tamar, girl, you have been the victim of more crimes than somebody living in the projects in Baltimore. Because if y'all remember, Tamar has said she's been stolen from on her credit cards before from her ex-husband. Remember the white guy? She said he used her credit cards for another woman. Tamar, where are you posting your credit card bills, your credit card numbers? On Instagram? Because she been a victim of credit card fraud from her husband, now her sister. She done had everything stolen out the back of her trunk. Remember she said that everything was, her whole life was stolen. She been in a pool of blood in the hospital. These ladies, this whole entire family spends more time in the ER and the hospital than I've ever seen before. They need to buy stock in Kaiser Permanente or Blue Cross Blue Shield. They better make sure they have a low deductible on health care because they are running up and increasing the cost of health care in this country because they all use it. This episode, we find out that Miss Evelyn is in the hospital, Vaughn is in the hospital. Is there anyone from Braxton's show that hasn't been in the hospital? Last year, we had the sad stories of Tracy in the hospital. We had her son in the hospital. We've seen Tony in the hospital with the lupus. Miss E is now in the hospital. Vaughn is in the hospital. Tamar been in the hospital. Tawanda was in the hospital last week. What the heck is going on? What is going on? If they don't think that all this is connected, the psychological trauma isn't connected to their physical health, they are severely mistaken. It's all connected. It's all connected. And now we talking about sleeping with each other's men. Tamar said, y'all need to stop it. This ain't true. I didn't sleep with Tony's man. And then Tamar looked at Tony and said, what you think? I slept with Birdman too? I know they beeped it out, but that's what I think she said. That's when Tony lost it and stood up and said, don't be messing with Tony Braxton. Don't be bringing my man into this. Because I tell you, this is a hot mess, y'all. I know they talking about they coming on this show to heal their sisterhood. This is doing more and more damage to this family. There ain't gonna be no healing on TV. This is not gonna be no healing on TV. And then they had to show Trina rushing back home to be there with her husband, who we find out went to urgent care, and they told him, you got a whole lot of fluid around your chest. You was 309 when you came in. You had 27 pounds of fluid around your heart. We're going to drain it. And if you had not gotten here or even drank another glass of water, you could be dead. And then what he told Trina was, I didn't want to tell you before you went off to go to Tawanda's bridal shower or bachelorette party because I didn't think you would go. So what I did was I waited till you went, then I called you. Okay, Vaughn, make it make sense. Like I said, the lies, the stories, everything. The show must go on. Money got to be made. You see, that's part of these families' problems. They do everything just to make a dollar. And, Trina got this cooking show. She darn near killing her husband. We already see she done gained a bunch of weight. Now he got congestive heart failure because she's too busy cooking fattening foods and bacon wrapped donuts. But don't matter. It's all for $1 on YouTube. You see, we got Tamar over there with a cooking show with Miss Evelyn. She and Logan is eating horribly too. He gaining weight. Next thing you know, she having darn near a stroke, having to get another stent in her heart too. All to make a dollar. Make a dollar. Even Miss Evelyn didn't want to tell her kids she was going to have to go to the hospital and have surgery. She had to go ahead and lie and said, I didn't know I was going to have surgery. But you told Logan, you told your coworker that you're going to have to take a day off work for a medical procedure. And it was your coworker that had to tell his mama and his aunties that, no, grandma's actually going to have surgery. Come on, all for $1, all not to miss a paycheck, all not to miss filming. The only way you can get Tony to even show up for anything is for you to be in the ER. That's the only way Tony is willing to miss a show. I tell you, it's too much. Tony's always talking about her lupus. Every single episode for 10 years, we've been talking about the lupus, how worn out she is. She already was hinting she wasn't going to make it to Tawanda's bridal shower, and come find out she definitely ain't gonna make it now, because now she got another reason, because her mama's sick. She didn't want to go anyway. She didn't want to go. Just like Tawanda said she was supposed to plan it, she didn't even plan it. I know Tamar is on this podcast with T.S. Madison talking about, we the longest running Black family on a reality TV show. That ain't no badge of honor, because we've been watching y'all for 10 years and shit ain't getting better. The trauma's not getting better. Ain't nobody healing. I know you run around, Tamar, talking about you in your healing era. This is not what healing looks like, Tamar. You are not healed. You may want to be healed. You may actually understand now that you guys all got problems, but stop thinking, Tamar, you the healed one and everybody else is still the sick ones. You all are sick. You all got problems. Stop blaming each other and pointing fingers at each other, because you all got a piece of the pie. You all got your hand in it. And let me tell you, that mama let you know where it started, because when that mama lied to y'all's face and said she didn't know she was going to have a stent put in her heart, when that mama told you, I don't like to tell y'all my business because you be in my business too much, and sometimes you ought to reserve some things for yourself and not tell people, because if you tell people everything, you lose control. There it was. You want to know why the lies and the secrets started? Because your mama just said it. She said, I don't like to tell things. I don't like honesty, because if you're honest, you lose control. So when she was with that man for 25 years and she told you she didn't know that man was sleeping with that woman for 20 years. It was a lie. She knew. She didn't want to say nothing because she would lose control. Control over what? The upper hand? Was she blackmailing the man? Said, I'm going to let everybody know in the church how you out here doing dirty. He was doing dirty, but why didn't you tell it? Why didn't you bust it wide and bust it open, mama? Because what the mama said is, I'm going to keep this information for my good. I'm going to use it for my good. But it didn't do her no good because the lies kept getting handed down and handed down and handed down. And now they over here lying to Tawanda in her face, talking about she looks good in these wedding dresses she's trying on and she looks horrible. Telling her purple is a good color. No, it ain't. It's tacky, Tawanda. Purple is tacky for a wedding color. You know, and now you lying to your daughter. You let your daughter come on TV with that blue hair and then white bangs. She looked horrible. Why didn't you tell your daughter the truth and say, go put a hat on, go put a scarf on? This may be a phase you're going through and you may like this blue hair now, but in 10 years, you're going to regret this choice being on TV with this blue hair. And I'm going to save you from it. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to save you right here and now and put a scarf on. But now, because you wasn't truthful to your daughter, 10 years later, she going to be looking at this television show, seeing that blue hair with them white bangs, and she going to tell her mama, Mama, why you let me go on TV like that? You see, lies on top of lies. They're not secrets, Tamar. They're lies. They're lies. That dress was lousy. That purple dress is horrible. She looked like she was about to go on stage and be the backup singer for Toni Braxton. Tawanda. We know you've always wanted your day in the spotlight, to be in the center stage in front with the mic, with other people as your backup singers. That's why you want everybody at your wedding to be the backup singers. You want to be center stage for once. And you got on a center stage dress. It is not appropriate for a wedding. It's not cute, Tawanda. It's not cute at all. You worried about that cast. That's the least of your worry. That dress was not good looking. And you done chosen a designer that don't even know when your wedding date is. This man said, when's the wedding? 2 to 3 months. And you said, no, it's in 2 to 3 weeks. I thought you was organized, Tawanda. I thought you was the one that showed up for everybody. It was so organized, so planning and meticulous. And you mean to tell me one of the most important people in a wedding organization, which is the wedding dress designer, they don't even know when your wedding day is? Come on, Tawanda. Miss Evelyn said she almost cried when she looked at you because you look so beautiful. She said, I almost cried, but I didn't. Because I know Miss Evelyn ain't crying for nobody, because Miss Evelyn, all she was worried about when she was in that hospital was how she looked. What does she look like? And where's the food at so I can get back on camera and tape this show with my grandson? Everybody got work to do. Everybody on here doing cooking shows to make money. And at the same time, they're killing themselves with congestive heart failures, stents in the heart, everything. Don't anybody want to live out here? Do any of these Braxtons want to live? Because I'm going to tell you, every single episode, somebody is getting rushed to the ER. The ER. At this point in time, that's the only way you can get Toni to show up. You got to be in the ER for Toni to show up, because the list is long. There ain't a Braxton member that has not been in the hospital, except for, we ain't heard nothing from Michael Braxton. Nothing at all. Maybe that's who served you the cease and desist, Tamar. You ever thought about that? Because he ain't showing up nowhere to be found. He says, I'm keeping my mouth closed, my lips closed. I'm not saying a doggone thing. But the only one that mama said she told she was having a hospital stay was 11-year-old Logan, who also looked like he battling his own health issues, weight issues, still doing cooking shows, cooking bad food, teaching him bad cooking habits, bad eating habits. And she only told him because he was a coworker, and she had to tell him, I ain't gonna be showing up for work tomorrow. She had to call out sick. Lies on top of lies on top of lies. I tell you, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And then they had that last final explosive dinner sitting where Tawanda showed up first. She's gonna show up first because Tawanda wanted to make sure she was able to order some food and eat some free food. Tawanda know how to get shit paid for. She showed up. She already had her oysters. She had her calamari. She had her martinis. She had everything. She said, I'm ready. I'm ready for this battle. I'm ready to deny that I served you a cease and desist. I'm ready to deny everything except to talk about the fact that I'm engaged. And she said, you know what? Yeah, I invited you to be my maid of honor, Tamar. I never relieve you of your duties, even though I don't know where you live. Girl, you somebody your maid of honor and you don't even know their address. This don't make no sense, Tawanda. You really think we believe all this? Do you really think we believe all this? And but everyone else denied it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. That's not called secrets. I'm telling you, Tamar, it's not called secrets. It's called lies. A family attorney that don't represent nobody in the family, then it ain't a family attorney. Unless it's Michael's attorney. You ever think about that? Then Tony Braxton told Tamar, don't ever say, I didn't have your back. And Tamar said, I didn't say you never had it. I said, but in this situation, you didn't have it. You did not have it. We saw some threats coming from Tawanda at the end where she said, don't have me spill all the secrets and tell everything because I've been around a long time and I know where the bodies are buried. I bet you do, Tawanda, because probably half them bodies that you know about where they're buried, you killed them. That's what I believe. Tawanda, I believe you was the one that choked them out and buried them. That's why you know where they're buried. Y'all, it's a lot going on. It really is a lot going on. I feel sorry for the family. I know they think that this show is healing. I know that they think that this show is something to be proud of, 10 years. But really, watching it, 10 years, no healing, 10 years, getting worse. Show me some progress. Show me that over 10 years, y'all are getting better. You're on the incline. Y'all not on the incline. You're on the decline. It's getting worse. Poor Braxton sisters. I feel sorry for them because all of these psychological traumas that they're having, they're resulting in actual physical health issues and it's being passed on to anybody in their circle. Like I said, I wouldn't be around them. I wouldn't want to catch nothing that these Braxton sisters got because obviously once you come into their life, you're not safe. You are not safe, and we seeing it with all their people who are married to them and around them. Be careful. Be careful. Talk to y'all later. Bye.